Hello, welcome back to Devil's Army Network, or welcome to Devil's Army Network if this is your first video. We haven't done a video in a little while, but we're back and we got a NHL mock draft. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, subscribe this video, this channel, to all of your friends who are Devils fans or NHL fans in general. This is going to be more of an NHL general video. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so first we have, what we have to do is actually just get the order of the draft. So then we are going to do this by going to tankathon.com. This is a wonderful place if you are rooting for a bad team. I'm sure a lot of you guys are Devils fans, already know this. You can go to Tankathon, you can sim the draft lottery. So let's get started simming this. It's going to be just the first one that we get. And alright, this is a pretty simple one. Seattle moves up a couple spots. Arizona stays at 1. Montreal, Ottawa are bumped down. So the top 10 is going to be Vancouver, Philadelphia, Islanders, Devils at 7. Then Chicago Blackhawks to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal, Seattle, Arizona. Let's get started. We're going to go from 1 to 10, and starting out at number 1, guess who? Yeah, you know it. It's Shane Wright. I mean, he is by far the best player in this draft. I think it's gotten a little closer over the course of this season. Shane Wright's been a tad bit underwhelming. He's been picking up recently, though. And there have been other guys like Matthew Savoir, who I feel like have really jumped up the boards and improved their game greatly from last season. But let's talk about Shane Wright. Fantastic vision, great shot, playmaking's off the charts. He's pretty big too. He has good size. I mean, just amazing hockey IQ. You look at him, he basically always makes the right decision. He is skating is good too, good speed, good shiftiness, back checks, decision making in his own end is we'll touch on that in a second, but it's for the most part good. He gets into the right spots, both ends of the ice, and elite prospects called him a dynamic playmaker with a sniper's release. There's virtually no easy way to stop him. The one thing that I have a knock on him is, and there are other players in this draft that do the same thing, I think is a little too confident and tries to do too much in his own end. He's going to play in the NHL next season, no question about that. When he does, he needs to tighten up on just trying to do too much on his own. Simple as that. But Shane Wright, just fantastic. There's a reason he's been projected to go number 1 for a few years now. So at number 2, we have the Seattle Kraken picking, and they picked a center last year in Matty Beniers. I think they're going to pick another center who can also play on the wing. Another Matthew as well, Matthew Savoir. I mentioned him earlier as being a player that has really improved greatly this year, in my opinion. And first of all, he's putting up great, consistent production in the WHL, which is thought of as the hardest league to score in of all the CHL leagues. And he is outproducing Shane Wright. I don't think he's better than Shane Wright, but he is outproducing him, which is something to note. He has a great shot, good positioning, and all 3 zones, amazing hockey IQ, and he is just so creative, like some other players in this draft. But creativity is one thing you're not going to be able to knock off Matthew Savoir. Fantastic playmaking, good work ethic. For his size, he's not very big, but he really always churning out there. Smooth footwork and skating ability. He's never afraid to shoot the puck from any angle or just try something new. He's got solid puck retrieval again for his size. And I will say, though, his creativity, similarly to Shane Wright, can come at a disadvantage in the defensive zone, or when he's exiting, he can try to do a little too much. It makes him a little more turnover prone, but either way, still a fantastic prospect. Any team will be lucky to get him in this mock draft. The Seattle Kraken will. At number 3, I have the Montreal Canadiens selecting a defenseman. That is Simone Nemec. And Nemec is just so smart in both ends of the ice. Elite stick work, solid playmaker with a good first pass, He's a really good active stick. Active is the best word I can describe him. He's just all over the ice all the time, always moving, always in the right spot. Nothing bad about his game, nothing super flashy either. Just a really, really, really solid defenseman. Reminds me a lot of guys like Sanderson, Power, who have gone in the past couple drafts. I think he plays a similar style to those guys. And this is the guy, Simon Nemec, Montreal Canadiens, select in my mock draft at number 3. At number 4, we have the Ottawa Senators picking, and I have them selecting center from the USNTDP, Logan Cooley. Cooley's committed to the University of Notre Dame. He played with the under-8 team last year as a 16-year-old and did very well with them. Obviously playing with the under-8 team this year. That is the highest USNTDP team. He's great hands, wicked, and a deceptive shot as well. Extremely strong two-way game, effective in the face-off dot. Two-way game might be his biggest highlight. He is either best or second best behind Shane Wright, all-around player in this draft. It's really close between those two. Not quite as good on the offensive side as a guy like Shane Wright, which is why I have him ranked at 4 rather than at 1 or 2 or 3. But he is really, there's not a weak point in his game. Just one of the best all-around solid players in the draft. This is the guy I have Ottawa picking at number 4. At number 5, we have the Buffalo Sabres picking. And I'm going to have them picking yet another center, a guy who can also play in the wing as well, similar to Savoir. And a guy that has draft stock fall a little bit. I feel like some people have overrated his drop. And that's Brad Lambert. Of course, he has had a very slow start to the season in the Finnish Liga, only 6 points in 24 games, but bad luck has been a big part of that. He showed that by absolutely lighting it up on the 2 games he played at the World Junior Championships. He has fantastic skating ability, maybe is the best skater in the draft. Great in every manner, edge work, stride, speed, the list goes on, and on how good he is at skating. Good puck protection off the rush, solid stick work, amazing puck handling. That is his other biggest attribute. Solid shot, but another thing is he's not afraid to go one-on-one with that speed and puck handling. A lot of times it backs off a defenseman. He has really good awareness along the wall. And like I said with Savoir and like with Shane Wright, very confident with the puck. And it can bite him in the behind when he is in the defensive zone. Besides that, I love Brad Lambert. I think, has he not been as good as people thought he would be a couple years ago? Yes, I thought a couple years ago he would be the number 2 player in this draft, behind Shane Wright, of course. But he has still been very, very good this year. Good enough to have him in the top 5 at number 5. At number 6, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets picking in place of the Chicago Blackhawks. Of course, they got that pick from the Seth Jones trade. And I have them picking a Russian winger in Danila Yurov. Yurov has played a ton of games in the KHL this season. Very impressive for a 17-year-old, 21 games. And when he's not been in the KHL, he's playing in the MHL, which is the Russian Junior Hockey League. He has 12 points in 6 games there. That is a very, very good junior hockey league, the second best junior league in the world, probably behind the CHL. 12 points in 6 games there. Great vision and hockey IQ. He knows how to run a power play like maybe no other forward in this draft, or at least at the same level as some of the other top players in this draft. He's not the largest player, but he has very good puck protection for his size. Pretty good shot as well. He's also, very, very smooth edge works, good skating ability. He's trusted defensively too, which is another big thing. He gets penalty kill time in the MHL, and I think he's gotten some in the KHL as well. So Euro is a player that I really like in this draft, which is why I have him going at number 6 to the Blue Jackets. At 7, I leave the team that most of you at least have probably all been waiting for in the New Jersey Devils, and I've been picking a center or the center winger out of Sweden in Jonathan Mccarramaki. Were there other players that were wingers or defensemen that were at a similar level to Mccarramaki here? Probably, but he also has played some wing, and I think he has been the best of all the players that could have gone in this spot. 31 points in 22 games played, in the Swedish Junior League, 3 points, 10 games in the SHL, teammates with Noah Östlund, who's another top player in this draft, not in this mock draft, but I was very close to putting him in the 9-10 spot. He's a shot is okay, but it leaves some to be desired. That's probably the weakest part of his game is his shot, but he's just a very smart player, very creative with the puck, extremely well-timed and active stick, and if you've listened to me today, you know that I love those active sticks. Very shifty skater, another thing that I love, and he has real nice hands in tight. Jonathan Mccarramaki, I think, could be one of the most underrated players in this draft. I haven't seen as many people talking about him that people probably should be. So keep your eyes on this guy. Again, 3 points, 10 games in the SHL. I have the Devils picking him at 7. At 8, I have the New York Islanders selecting Mirosh Slavkovsky, left winger out of the Finnish Liga. And this is another guy who has physically dominated in one of the top leagues in the world. 17-year-old. He is 6'4", 225 pounds. Uses his large frame to compete at a high level with men. Again, as a 17-year-old, he uses his size better than any prospect in this draft to protect the puck, to get the puck on goal, get the puck to his teammates. He isn't afraid to shoot the puck, speaking of shooting the puck, and continues to generate shot attempts despite getting lower and lower ice time in the Finnish Liga. The team he's on has not been scoring a lot of goals, so they continue to shuffle those lines. He's been being bumped down. I don't think that's because of how good he's actually been, though. I think just because they're trying to mix things up. And even with his large size, skating is still a strength for him, which is very, very impressive. Great edge work in the corners and fantastic balance. Overall, this is a guy that he's at 8 because he's not like the most skilled player. And I think his defensive game could use some work, but he's just, the fact that he is so big and skates so well is such a big, important thing in the NHL. That's why I have him at number 8. At number 9, I have the Philadelphia Flyers selecting Joakim Kemell out of the Finnish Liga. And he's just been a goal-scoring machine in the Liga. 12 goals in 21 games. Hasn't been slowing down recently. Only a goal in this past 10 games. Or 2 goals, I'm sorry. Seems to find himself in the right place at the right time a lot for scoring goals. He also just has a great shot. Solid hockey IQ in the offensive zone. He lacks defensively, though. He is very creative, good vision. Skating, though, does leave some to be desired, which is why I have him lower than some other people do in their rankings. I value skating very highly because it is maybe the most important part in the modern NHL game, how well you can skate. And he's skating, like I said, just leaves some to be desired. So that's why I have Joakim Kemell at number 9. At number 10, and the final player in this mock draft, I have Ivan Mirosh Nachenko, left winger out of the VHL, which is the minor league for the KHL. Besides for his wicked shot, there's nothing really great about his game, nothing too bad either that really drags him down. He's good defensive stick work, like I said, that wicked shot, good vision. He's really a weapon on the power play. That is where he thrives the most. Great speed and skating. He has good size that is utilized very well. I think he needs to be a little more aggressive on the puck. This is the thing that is the worst about his game, but I wouldn't say it completely drags him down. He does tend to puck watch a little bit and drift away from play. Again, not the biggest deal. It only happens sometimes, but it is something that you want to look out for when you're talking about Ivan Mirosh Nachenko. And he's put up decent production in the Russian minor leagues as a young kid, so that is somewhat impressive. That's why I have him going to the Vancouver Canucks at number 10. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching if you have made it this far. A lot of effort went into this video, so you would really appreciate, once again, if you would like, subscribe, share with all your friends, no matter if they're Devils fans or not, because like I said at the beginning, it's not a Devils-centric video, it is more NHL in general. We might have another mock draft, depending on how well this one does, at the end of the season, so you can look forward to that. If you want to see that, though, make sure to hit that like button and share this video. With all that being said, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.